Hi, guys. Welcome back to my channel and our continuing story of Hollywood Animal and this Hollywood movie lot game that we've gone through. We have last episode we got a couple of movies started. We've got a couple of tasks here that we're going to get completed here fairly shortly. We built a couple of buildings, one being the offensive operations in our security. We also did the production support building and get a couple of scripts being written. There is a movie that has been released. We've got one in post production. And again, I've mentioned this before, but it's all about setting up the pipeline of movies. You almost constantly have to have something getting ready to move to the next stage. So you have to have basically a script that's about ready to go to pre-production. Once in pre-production, you've got to get it to where it can move from pre-production to production, get it filmed, and those take a while, right? So some of these have been out here for a little bit, and that's really what you have to do with regards to this game. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. A couple of things I want to get done in this particular episode. I want to get these two tasks cleared off: the release a movie with the corrupt official and release a film with the story element of Alcohol, the American Spirit. Here we go. So we've got a Behind the Visor movie. As it was filming, Lawrence Mills' wife is overly protective. She stops filming for lunch breaks and naps and stands by to make sure her husband doesn't get overheated or hypothermic. It's greatly slowing down work and irritating the film crew, so we could kick her off the set. Lawrence Mills' loyalty will decrease by 5. Okay, so this will go down by 5, but his happiness will increase by 25, so that'll put him over the limit. We could say it's every woman's duty to protect her husband. She's only doing as she should, and the whole filming schedule will be 25% slower. The other thing is that it's irritating the crew. So this is going to have an effect on the quality of the film at the end of the filming, right? And that's probably not something we want. And we don't have the flexible schedule upgrade, so we could have organized the filming so that his wife's breaks don't affect the schedule. It would have affected the filming schedule to be 10% slower, but we would have been able to modify it and not necessarily impact anyone's happiness or anything like that. I am going to kick her off the set because his loyalty is only going to decrease by 5. So, and this was the end of our run for action. This was a movie that was pretty well done initially and ended up not being as great, but we can see we did make money with it. So we're going to end that distribution. The problem is, though, like I mentioned before, you always want something in the theaters, and we're more than 30 days out because this is 22 days in post-production, and then it's going to have at least another few days for the ads to get done and so on and so forth. So here's another thing with Behind the Visor. Thomas Crawford invited his mother to the shoot. She once played a minor part in the movie herself, and now she's telling the cameraman and director how to properly film her son. So we can just ignore her. Lewis Matthews' loyalty will decrease by 15. We could listen to her advice, and his loyalty will increase by 30, Thomas Crawford's loyalty will increase by 30, but Lewis Matthews' loyalty will decrease by 40. Or we could take her off to somewhere where she won't bother anyone, and that's because we have security on the set. Crawford's loyalty will decrease by 30, but Matthews will increase by 15. So the only one that would really kind of make sense really is this one, but we're going to do that one. And so we also have 60 days left to get Richard Hart to dinner with the police chief, and that's going to cost me $35,000 to pay him to do that. Ideally, I'd also like this episode to get through the Sicilian Tiger, to get that to where we've got it released. Okay, so we've got that one done. IP and reputation for top 3, we could do that one. That one's going to take a while, so let's get that one started. And let's go ahead and fast forward. We're going to speed up the time here. Again, we're still at just over 4 million on our studio account. New story element every 6 months. So this is the head of the script department will automatically develop a new story element every 6 months. So every 6 months, he's going to have a new story element out there. And we could continue down developing new story elements faster. We could do sequels. We could do freelance writer's office. And since that's only a 245-day upgrade, that's less than a year. Let's do that. We've got a problem on the set here for Behind the Visor. I don't know what else we could do here with this movie. This has so many problems so far for a movie that's not. The lead actor wants to get his son a small part in a movie. He says it's a birthday present for the boy. The director said there's no roles in the film for a boy, but Lawrence Mills is insistent, and he's been irritating the whole crew. So let him open his own film studio, then he can film whoever he wants. That would increase Lewis Matthews' loyalty by 10, but decrease Lawrence Mills by 15. Or we could say, I'm sure putting the boy in a small scene won't ruin film, would decrease Lewis Matthews' loyalty by 15 and increase Lawrence Mills by 10. We're going to tell him he could get his own studio and film whoever he wants. And we're now under 4 million in our account for the studio. Okay, so this one is on Sicilian Tiger. This is the movie that started off as a 7 on both sides, and we're now under 6 on one and under 5 on the other. Richard Hart has decided that the mafia boss he plays should be Italian. To get into character, he reread all the old issues of the comic book Luigi versus the Black Hand and learned a couple hundred Italian words. Everyone is afraid of telling him that his accent and gestures are too cliche and unconvincing, and he's irritating the entire crew. So here we go. We've got a couple of options here. We could stop the filming for 25 days by giving him more time to prepare. It will raise the film's artistic appeal. We could say, I don't want to upset him either. The film's crew's happiness will decrease by 20, which will bring in lower quality film. If we were friends with the mob, the mafia family, and remember, we're not there yet, we could have them. I have friends that could help with that, help him get into character, or tell him to stop clowning around, and his happiness and loyalty decrease. We're going to lower the film. We're going to stop the filming. All right. Because we don't want to lower the film quality at this point. And we lowered this one in post-production. The Drunk Mayor. That looks like the Drunk Mayor. And we need to get this one out. So we have nothing else out right now. So, and nothing else out during the time period where this is going to be coming out. We're down under 4 million in the bank. We've got another problem with the Sicilian Tiger. Richard Hart can't focus on his role because a fortune teller predicted his imminent death. And because we have security on the thing, we can find the fortune teller and make her repudiate the prediction. His happiness is going to increase by 40. And we're still waiting 21 days for that to happen. All right, so we're down to 38 days. We're going to have to pay to get this taken care of. So $35,000 for that. Here comes the police chief. We've been given given some points, and we're still 136 days before that expires. We still have 3 movies being written. We still have 3 movies that are being filmed, and we have 1 that is going through distribution. Another one on this Sicilian Tiger. Our lead actor suddenly realized he's a whole head shorter than the actress playing his lover. So we've got a couple things we can do here. Lower the quality of the film. We find him a body double. If we had researched the emergency search for double upgrade, it would have lowered the quality of the film, though. Or we can just decrease his happiness by putting him in heels. So that's what we're going to do. So here's a headlines for Prohibition killing 10,000 Americans because of the low quality alcohol. We now have a concert hall upgrade has been researched. And so that's going to help us again with the post-production. And let's see what we want. We're going to upgrade our Superior Sound Studio. And so we have this to be built, this concert hall, 68,000 there. Again, the middle tier. We're continuing to use that middle tier construction company. We have not produced the line production office that would allow, nor the production support office. We probably could do the production support office, and that's what we're going to do there. So those 2 buildings are going to be built. Again, that middle construction company, that middle tier construction company. We're going to speed up some time here. We've got a film or a script written, 5 of 5 and 4.6 of 5. So that's going to go directly to production. We're going to start that project. And we don't have a 5.0 producer or cinematographer, excuse me. He's not a 5.0, but you know what? Well, I hate to waste him on this movie, but I am going to, so that we can get this movie going here. Okay, so we've got this all set up. Filming technology, we're using the extra. We've got the sound. We're going to give him all of the props and everything he needs. 6'6". All right, well, he's got 3 movies left, so he's a 6'3". We don't have a murderer, so we're going to need an actor that's at least a 6'0". We would prefer, well, maybe not. Maybe we're going to have to deal with a 5.6. 5.6 it is for 1 movie. Everyone else was too expensive out there, so we're going to deal with that. That was all we needed to hire, so that one's going to go. One of our writers freed up. So that was the action writer. Let's see if we've got another action film out here. We do not. We don't have any historical films, and we do have another project we can start, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to hold off until 1 or 2 of these finish because we're running low on people to get them done. Okay, we're going to have, all right, so we've got another script here 4.5 out of 7 and a 4.4 out of 7. That's not bad, but much like the previous one, I'm going to shelve that one. And got another one. It's a 5.5 and a 5.5, and we're going to shelve that one. Again, at least until we get some of these movies made and released. So the Drunk Mayor, we're going to release that. It was a 5.8 and a 5.4. It ends up with a B on the Kino mark. Got a couple of 2s and 3s in there, so that's good to see. That one actually might do pretty well. Fresh story elements, so that's good. And we're going to slow time down a little bit here. We're going to see what kind of ideas we have. So we've got a thriller. We have the thriller writer. He can start writing that. And we do have some scripts ready that we can start making some movies. The Drunk Mayor. Why is that one? So as promised, the bootlegger gave us 300,000, so that should take. And now he's a friend, and we have some goodwill points we can use for murdering somebody or beating somebody or threatening somebody, so we can potentially use that later. This is the district attorney coming to us, stating that he hopes that the movie drives the mayor out of the office. So that was 2 of our tasks that we got completed there, right? He has given us some goodwill points and has 1 service that he has given. And we've got an issue here on the set of They Asked No Questions, which is a decent movie. Owen Hartman has a scene where he digs a grave, but he looks like he's never held a shovel in his life. So we can let him dig the best he can, lower the film quality. We can lower the film quality by editing the script to account for his clumsiness, or we can keep on shooting until he looks right. Filming will be slower by 40% for the next 7 days. So that's what we're going to do, but it's done. So, Behind the Visor is done. So we lost even a little bit more on that one. After the filming, lots of things going on here, but we need to get this over to post-production so that we can get this one ready to release. And we don't need anyone expensive there. Medium quality is fine across the board. Once the concert hall is done, we're going to save this money too. Our concert hall will then be listed here. It's medium quality. Again, the days will probably not be the same. It'll go up, much like these, right? Medium quality here is 22 days. In our studio, it's 34. But we're going to save another we'd save $9,000 on that particular movie in our own concert hall. Okay, so we had 100% attendance in our theaters for The Drunk Mayor. Kind of expected that. Not a huge surprise. It was a pretty good, well-received movie, or it was well written and that kind of thing. So we're going to let that one kind of play out. We've got 9 days left in pre-production for this one. We haven't. All right. So, LA Mayor Fred Carpenter held a 90-minute press conference discussing his plans for his next term. Also commented on the attacks of his chief rival, and then also mentioned the record number of donations he managed to collect for the election campaign. His friends support him. All right. We have no new ideas. We have the Drunk Mayor here. Why do we have the Drunk Mayor here and the Drunk Mayor production support building was done? They asked no questions. Let's see. Okay, so this one went up a little bit from a 5.3 and a 4.0 to a 5.5 and 4.2 respectively. So we're going to get this one to post. Five. Okay, so that's that one and that one. Again, medium quality on all of those. And get that one into post-production. Okay, so the Drunk Mayor, we dropped only 9%. That's kind of surprising. That's pretty low drop. Now, we did drop 600 screenings, so that's another aspect of it, but that's not doing too bad. That one, we're probably going to make money on that one. All right, so I guess this was done before we had the right stuff put together. So I am going to delete that one since that movie is currently released. And we're going to start another one of these that is ready to go. And we're just setting this up to get this one started because, again, we're trying to get that pipeline of movies that are always in motion, basically. All right, do we have someone that we can get for this movie? This was a 5-0 across the board, and we don't have a 5-0. So do we have a 5-0 that is at least a, oh yeah, this, oh, he's a 4-5. He's not going to work. Well, I am going to hire him though, because he's so cheap, I can't not hire him. Okay, so I hired him, but he's not. Okay, so we don't really have a 5-0 out here. Got a 6-3. I'm going to get him for one movie. 23,400 per movie. So we're going to get him. It should be that hand. And then, okay, he's only got a few days left. So Life in a Barrel is complete. Okay, so he should be. Where's the life? Oh, yeah, he's going to be filming next, so he's not. Okay, so we rose this one a whole point, and this one 1.3 points. So that one, we definitely did well on that one. Give it to the studio, and we hit on everything, and that's why. Okay, so this guy needs some security there. Okay, and so I think, yeah, see, we don't have enough days left. I don't think. My suspicion is he's going to be, well, he's not too bad actually. We're going to give him the $4,000 to get through that movie. Because he's a 6'9". Okay, so we have all of our better actors currently booked. So I almost hate to do that, but it is. Yeah, we're going to go with it. We're going to get that one going too. That one's in pre-production. We've got two in post-production. We've got the concert hall here being constructed. We've got a script being written, and we did 66% at $1,750. So that actually is not bad. We're going to set up the extension of this because we don't have anything getting ready to be distributed. So we have empty movie theaters. We might as well go ahead and get some butts and seats, get some more money for our studio because we're down to under $3 million left in our account. I think I'm going to extend the ads another 2 weeks hopefully that will drive up our attendance. So we need to release the Sicilian Tiger, which is basically 9 days away from going to post production. Okay, we got high quality sets available to us. We're going to do high quality costumes and props. So, and then we've also got to lure May Lowe to our studio in another 118 days by using the information that we gathered on her. Okay, so we dropped it down to 750 screenings and we hit 100%. So that was, I don't know if it was extending the ads or not, because I mean, it could have been. Excuse me. So let's see here. What do we have for 3 movies? This guy wants 50K, but he's an 8.8. We're going to do it. And this guy for 3 movies wants 63K for 3 movies, and he's an 8.2. So we're going to pass on him. Okay, so this is this the same guy coming back? Did I screw something up here? 63,000 for 3 movies. That's 20,000 a movie. 8.2. We're gonna pass. Okay, so this is the Sicilian Tiger. Again, this started off as 7.0 on both fronts. This script was given to us, and it dropped again. Down from a, so this went from a 7.0 at the beginning of it being written down to a 5 and a 3.7 for some reason, even though we had everybody on it that we could get at level or higher. So I'm going to hold off on this, I think. All right, and this one, okay. So this one we dropped again, and we're still hitting 100%. So that one was not bad. We'll have to see where that one continues to go. And Behind the Visor is ready to be released. So post-production got a few points increase out of it. And let's go with that one. Again, those posters mean nothing. Okay, so we're going to be, am I right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to be during Thanksgiving. So still don't know that that's going to mean anything for our movie, but because it's not a great movie. Not a great movie, but it is a movie. And I do have it to where the Drunk Mayor could be extended again if we need to. I don't know that we will, but I do have the ability if we wanted to do that. And so now this is exactly what I was talking about. I'm going to pause it there for just a minute. This is exactly what I'm talking about with regards to the pipeline, right? So we've got a script being written. We've got one in pre-production. We've got one in production. We've got 2 basically in post-production, one being worked in post-production, and then one in distribution and one in the theaters. This is the pipeline right here. So this is how the game, this is how you have to flow with this, right? And let's take a look now. Do we have an editor? We do not. Our editor is still 14 days away from being able to work on this. So he's working on this one. And again, we hit with 100%. So, yeah, this is, I mean, it's exactly half, but it's half the screenings, right? So I don't know if we would have, if we'd have had 350, if we would have had 100% attendance. Perhaps we would have. I don't know. But that's a little more than I was expecting. I was not expecting it to do that well. Okay, so we've got, and 100% again. So we're only making 9,000 a week when we do that, but I think at this point what I want to do is we're going to take it back up to 150 for 2 weeks and then bring it back down to 100 for the final 2 weeks. And since it's already passed, we're not going to be able to extend the ad support for it, but that's actually that actually has made us some money there. Okay, so this is a writer coming to us. Looks like he's a journalist, and I'm going to pause here a little bit to let you look at it. You can feel free to pause the video and read the whole story here, but basically he's written a story and would like to take a look at getting it made into a movie. So much like we did with The Mob and their script, we'll take a look at this. Okay, so this is Flat Bottom. It's a 100% drama in a modern American city with an ambitious woman. Now, the other thing to mention here is that he is a 7.0 screenwriter, right? We can see that over here. There's a struggle for better life. We see the story element here with regards to how fresh it is. Okay, so 0 movies made in the last 500 days with that element. 1 movie made with the struggle for a better life, and I think we did that actually. Social rejection element. Nobody's made a movie in the last 500 days with that. From small town to big time. Nobody's made a movie about with that element in it. So this might be a worthwhile script. It does say that there's all fresh story elements. Patriarchal figure is the antagonist of the movie, and 0 with that element in the last 500 days. And in this element as well, fighting the hypocrisy of America. Nobody has put a movie together with that one. The protagonist's dreams get crushed. No one has done that one. And again, it's a 7.0 movie. So let's give it a shot. We've got it. We don't need to produce it right now. Okay, we've got one ready to go to production. Okay, we raised it a little bit on both scores, which is good news. We missed on locations and costumes and props. We do have some research on costumes and props going along. Now, if you remember, there was a service level that we haven't had to do before because it's been blanked out, and we did a research for this. We're also doing a research for this up here, right? But we can do service level, and this affects the living conditions, the quality of the food, that kind of thing. It's an additional $150 a day for medium service. We're going to do that this time around. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we've got another 2 days left here, I think. Okay, we've got another script. Kind of a stinker. We're going to shelve that one because I don't think we're going to make that one. All right, and then do we have anything else? We've got a thriller, so let's get the thriller. Let's get him writing again. And okay, so this one's ready. We're gonna get this one to. Okay, post production took it down a little bit for some reason. We just can't find the right post production, I guess. Okay, so we're going to be coming out. Ooh, all right, so I need to push this back a week. All right. Oh, yeah, that's a 4-week run there. Okay. And what was the? This is a 5-2, so we should be probably pretty good here. 750, 2500, 2000, and we're gonna print with 6 weeks. And we're going to add an extra week at the front for our ads. That way it's hitting 100% right at the front. Okay, so we did drop here on our 150. We made more money somehow. I'm not sure exactly how, but we made more money here. So yeah, we're still making money, and 81% is not bad. Now, granted, it's only 150 screenings. So now this one, we should be able to have a decent editor, decent composer. This one's going to be 50-something days. Yeah, 58 days for that one. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to stop here. We're going to stop here for now. A new scandal on which the actor declared that women have no place behind the wheel and pulled the emergency brake cable. The train's sudden halt left 13 people in the hospital with broken bones. Okay, so he's okay. So now this was an important upgrade, and I'm glad we got to this. This was 2 projects per producer. So what we can do is we can have one producer do 2 projects at a time, and so we're not typically then waiting for that producer to finish up anything. So that's a kind of a big deal there. We could do influential producer. That takes 3,000 days, or we could do 2 producers per project. Don't know why we would do that, but we're going to upgrade that. And I think we're going to end it here. I kind of wanted to get the Sicilian Tiger released for this episode, but we're not going to be able to get that done. Next time around, we are going to lure May Lo to our studio with the dirt that we found on her. Remember, we captured some dirt on her, so we'll find out what. Well, we saw what the dirt was. We'll find out what we can do with it. And here's basically how that would work. She's, for 3 years, she wants X number of dollars, but her history of prostitution is worth 21.25, which way surpasses the time. And so what we would do is we would just accept this, and she would come to work for our studio. So, but we'll do that next time around as we have potentially a movie for her. We did drop another considerable amount on this movie, so this will be the end of this movie here, but we did make money on it, thankfully. So we'll be up over 3 million again in our studio funds. Please like, subscribe, comment below. I would appreciate any comments, whether good, bad, or otherwise. Let me know whether you guys like the game, don't like the game, like my presentation, don't like my presentation, find me boring, find the game boring, whatever the case may be. Please let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.